Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. Today on the show, we've got the return of an iconic video game franchise, reverse Panda Dunk fever, the week's hottest releases, and of course, our Hard Pass. All right, let's start with some hot takes. Now, according to a comment made by the man himself on the Slam IG account, Kyrie Irving is calling the upcoming Nike Kyrie 9 the Kyrie 8. If you don't understand why, then you're not thinking with your third eye, man. As of this recording, Nike hasn't officially revealed them as the Kyrie 8 or Kyrie 9 for that matter, so there's still a chance these could be known at retail as the Kyrie 9 while Irving considers them the 8. As a consumer, I hope they figure it out. As a content creator, I'm here for the chaos for someone at Beaverton reading that comment and throwing a swoosh-shaped vegan donut at their Kyrie 9 marketing plan in disgust. If this upcoming season really is Kyrie's last dance with Nike, going out disagreeing over the proper numerical entry of his signature shoe line would be the most Kyrie thing ever of Kyrie, and I love it. Seriously though, I don't agree with much of what Kyrie has done in the past year, but in this case, I respect the conviction, Kai. Do you? There's a guy named Ass Pizza making knockoff Armour up tempos. No, co-writer, no. I don't care about a guy named Ass Pizza making knockoff Armour up tempos. We're not playing the clip. No, don't play the clip. No, his name is Ass Pizza. He's made enough mistakes. Sorry, guys. Jason Tatum got Boston fans all worked up for taking a picture with Steph Curry, Draymond Green, LeBron James, and Rich Paul. Something about fraternizing with the enemy, something about being in the gym, something about taking this all too seriously, something, LeBron and Rich better be pitching Tatum on the nice LA weather. Sorry. Mark Wahlberg, a man who few people can relate to at this point, became instantly relatable when he found out one of his sons was going to sell off a pair of the elusive Wahlberger Air Jordan 4s.
And your son, I saw Wahlberger 4s. Did he keep them pristine?
I have two boys. One of them did, and one of them, I caught this kid selling the shoe.
What? Your own shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be salty too if I was the funky one. Ah well, at least he wasn't selling JPEGs of the shoe as NFTs. Later this year, Arcade 1UP is bringing back an iconic video game football franchise with NFL Blitz Legends, a collection of 3 Blitz games, the 97 original, Blitz 99, and Blitz 2000 Gold Edition. NBA Jam might be the more famous sports arcade game, but Midway captured a similar magic with Blitz. Despite football being a sport that's kinda slow and methodical if you take into account how much downtime there really is between plays, Blitz overcomes those obstacles by not taking things too seriously. Runs up the middle or dink and dunk passes. Blitz ain't got time for that. It's about Hail Marys, laterals, and hits after the whistle, baby. Housed in an arcade cabinet that's 3/4 the size of the original machine, it's designed to be nostalgia fuel for gamers of a certain age. Well, it was going to be nostalgia fuel for gamers of a certain age. See, the Arcade 1UP people have put together a very compelling product, from bringing back around 85 to 90% of the original roster, to creating a visually appealing cabinet with legends like Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders, to using the 49-way joystick that added nuance to how experts played Blitz. However, the NFL is living up to their No Fun League moniker when it comes to the comedic late hits you could perform after the whistle, forcing the devs to screw around with the game's code and take out those hits entirely. Because of this change, you won't be able to have your cartoony San Francisco 49ers lay some extra hits and tackles to cartoony Mark Brunell and Jimmy Smith of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, thanks to co-writer for the footage. Did he just happen to have an NFL Blitz machine at his house connected to a capture equipment? You could say that. Anyways, I understand what the NFL is trying to do. Now that the world has a better understanding of the effects of playing a game where head-on collisions are inevitable and could cause irreparable damage long after athletes are done playing, the league doesn't want to glorify the violence they once trafficked in and made billions of dollars from. When it comes to simulation titles like Madden, late hits should not be a part of the game. But this is NFL freaking Blitz. It's cartoon football. Nobody looks at a game of Blitz and actually thinks that's how real-life football is like. Blitz Jerry Rice can't actually jump up 10 feet in the air to grab a wild throw from Steve Young as I call for a Hail Mary or the bomb 7 times in a row. Hey, don't judge my Blitz playstyle. I was a kid and the bomb was appropriate slang at the time. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather they sacrifice the late hit than degrade the gameplay. This is just another example of the NFL not reading the room and getting it wrong. They have more pressing things to deal with that don't really involve ruining the fun of older millennials, like, let me see, handing out appropriate penalties to sexual deviants and giving MVPs to quarterbacks who are supposed to be buried in cancel coffins. Oh, and a quick hard pass to the dorks who are calling the NFL and Arcade 1UP woke for getting rid of the late hits and Blitz legends. The NFL is woke? The same NFL that blackballed Colin Kaepernick? The same NFL that is dragging their feet and getting rid of scumbag owners? That woke NFL? Oh man. I have to say, there's way more people complaining in good faith about the loss of the late hits, but the ones who are invoking woke in their argument, like they're a 4-time NFL MVP with only 1 Super Bowl win and a low-key sketchy playoff record? Sad, man. It's sad. Like, we're over here only limiting the loss of a fun part of a game we love, and they're just pouring gasoline, hoping to turn this into some culture war bullshit for clicks. Really? Y'all can get out of here with that. Anyway, it's time for the Heat Check, where we bring you everything that's dropping this week. Oh, who am I kidding? There's really only one release this week that matters. No offense to the Air Jordan 3 Dark Iris on the 24th for $200 or the Air Max 1 Dirty Denim on the 26th for $150, but Co-Rider is only allowing one sneaker on Heat Check this week, and that pick of the week is the Nike Air Penny 1 Home on the 24th for $170. Somewhere online, you can still find an impromptu interview from 2012 that Co-Rider conducted with Gentry Humphrey, then the head of the Nike Sportswear. In that conversation, Co-Rider brings up the Air Penny 1 Home, a childhood favorite of his that had never gotten a retro released. Humphrey admits it wasn't on their radar at the time, but since it was brought to his attention, it could happen in the future. Well, that future is now, and Co-Rider wants all the smoke, or the credit. Yeah. He actually just wants the credit. Nobody tell him that Gentry moved from sportswear to Nike Golf in 2015 and then back to Jordan Brand before retiring in 2021. Details. But anyway, now for an actual heat check on the reverse Panda Dunks. It only took them a few tries, but we are finally going to get the pair that actually earns the name Reverse Panda. And I have to say, I'm happy for all of you basic dunk fans, man, because while I'll probably never own a pair because I've never been a dunk guy, this flip version of the sneaker that's been flooding our timelines in malls and weddings and funerals, yes, funerals, is approximately 13.6 times better than the OG Panda Dunks. Yes, kids are going to refer to those Pandas as OG. Get over it, sneaker boomer. Anyways, why are the reverse Pandas better than the proper Pandas in my opinion? I don't know. They just are. Maybe it's the years of conditioning and exposure to other dunks like the Kentucky or Syracuse. When I see the overlays use the team colors and the white are for the side panels, it's boring for some reason. It's plain. It's, I don't know, generic. It's assembly. It's just blah. Not that there's anything wrong with blah. I mean, a basic or blah sneaker can be very versatile. If your outfit is fire, you can get away with a basic sneaker. But when your outfit is blah, it can be a saving grace. The reverse Pandas, they don't have that problem. Again, it's hard to describe, but when it's the other way around, like on this flipped version of the University Red or the UNC, and it's the overlays that are white, they become infinitely more compelling to me. They have a look to them, a vibe, a je ne sais quoi, mahirap ipahayag pare. It's why I prefer black cements to white cements, or why Co-Rider loves the playoff 12s but will never buy a pair of taxi 12s. When the black overwhelms the white, that's a formula for a winning sneaker in my opinion. Now, does that mean that I am ready for another year or two of kids rocking these reverse Pandas everywhere I go? Hell no. But it won't be as annoying, I think. I guess we'll see. Anyway, it's time for this week's Hard Pass, where we take a look at things in the culture that just need to go, like Michael Jordan's legendary pettiness. Yes, the thing that we celebrate MJ for, but would never actually allow in polite society might be back, and while many people might disagree, I think it could actually hurt his legacy. Okay, so the Washington Wizards recently announced that they were bringing back the inaugural white, blue, and bronze jerseys they wore when they first made the switch from Bullets to Wizards. From the Wu-Tang Clan-esque W to the Wizards name itself, the franchise was desperate to detach themselves from the Bullets name. Whether that actually made any real societal change is debatable, but it was a rebrand that probably needed to happen. Unlike, say, the NFL taking out the fun parts of Blitz. I'm still not over that. Sorry. So to promote the retro jerseys, the Wizards posted a video showing off today's players like Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma rocking the old look. For some reason, I thought Beal had been in the league long enough that he actually wore those uniforms early in his career, but Co-Rider's rookie card shows that wasn't the case. Along with Beal and Kuz, the Wizards went back in time to highlight some of the great players who wore the kit, like Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jerry Stackhouse, Antoine Jameson, Gilbert Arenas, Caron Butler, John Wall, a random guy wearing number 23, Wait, how come we don't see Rip in these clips? I mean, he's mostly known for being a champion with the Detroit Pistons, but he still got his start in DC. Where's Kwame Brown? Charles Oakley? Local legend and Real Housewives of Pondomac star Juan Dixon? Why is there a gap between 1998 and the mid-2000s that we don't see? Oh, that's right. Yeah, there it is. Michael Jordan in blue. Man, that was a weird-ass time, but 20 years later, I would love to revisit. Here's a history lesson. As documented in The Last Dance, MJ begrudgingly retired for a second time in 1998. But he didn't want to stop. He wanted to defend the Bulls' second three-peat and go for number 4. But a combination of factors prevented that from happening, including the Bulls' front office's unease with bringing back an aging roster, Phil Jackson's hesitation to rebuild post-MJ, and Scottie Pippen being perpetually unhappy and underappreciated. Oh, and there was a lockout that really threw off any possible plans for one more dance to happen. You could make this argument that a shortened and condensed season where Jordan and Pippen introduced load management 20 years ahead of schedule could have beat a young Tim Duncan in 1999, but that's fantasy at this point. Oh, what if scenarios should be the next set of Jordan challenges in NBA 2K23? Like, what if 2K and Jordan stopped being cowards and gave us Jordan challenges during the Wizards era? See what I did? Anyway, Jordan still had the competitive itch in the 99 and the 2000, as evidenced by his punking of a young Corey Benjamin in this offseason workout clip. Poor bastard. So yeah, Jordan's itch would soon lead him to the Wizards. Owner Abe Pollin courted Jordan and offered him the position of team president along with an ownership stake in the franchise. Jordan accepted in January 2000, but it would only take him a year and a half before he was back on the court, claiming that he could be a better guy for the young players like Rip Hamilton and his first draft pick Brown, who was also the top overall selection in 2001. No pressure, right? Except there was pressure. Like from the start, there was pressure. Jordan wasn't coming back to just play mentor. He wanted to win. It's why he installed his handpicked coach, Doug Collins, brought in veterans like old buddy Charles Oakley, and traded Hamilton for Stackhouse after one season. And while Kwame claims Jordan did not make him cry or bully him relentlessly, you have to wonder what could have been if he wasn't thrown to the fire that early in his career. As part of the condition of his return to the court, Jordan had to relinquish his president role and ownership stake. But let's be real, every move they made in those 3.5 years was made with his consent. A GOAT who makes short-sighted win-now moves behind the scenes like some sort of shadow gray manager. Why does that story sound familiar? It's probably nothing. So, after 2 seasons in Wizards blue that resulted in 0 playoff appearances, Jordan assumed that he would just slot back into his president role. Turns out, he made the mistake in assuming. Abe Pollin would fire MJ, claiming in an ESPN interview in 2003 that it was, quote, "It was an atmosphere on edge," end quote, and that he could sense the sense of unhappiness, the sense of even maybe a little dissension in the whole organization. Now, according to Pollin, he didn't even give Jordan the chance to make a pitch on the direction of the franchise. It was a tense 20 minutes, but it ended with MJ without a job. Yeah, in hindsight, maybe I could see why Jordan wouldn't sign off on a Washington Wizards retro jersey. He's wrong, but I get it. And that's a shame. If Michael Jordan today looks at his time in Washington as one of embarrassment and failure because it didn't end with a championship, I would hope that he reconsiders at some point. I mean, look at the Wizards post-MJ. Yeah, the Gilbert era was fun, but it was short-lived and often ended with them running into a LeBron-sized brick wall. And while I support John Wall's freedom to Dougie all day, like Arenas, it never translated to much playoff success. Wait, why are the Wizards celebrating these uniforms again? Look, can we just bring back the Bullets jersey that Jordan wore for a few games in 2003? Those were secretly better anyways. But back to Jordan's perception of his time in Washington. When The Last Dance ended without a mention of Jordan's time with Washington, even in the end credits, we were disappointed here at Art Pass. Say what you want about Wizards president Michael Jordan, our owner Michael Jordan, especially since we ended up with more examples of his aptitude in those jobs in Charlotte, but Wizards player Michael Jordan was far from an embarrassment. He took a lot of shit from the fans and the media because he wasn't as good as he was in Chicago. But there were those days when he was as good as he ever was. He wasn't able to represent Washington in the playoffs, but as an individual, I thought Jordan did enough to perform at an all-NBA level. And besides, his final All-Star game gave us an iconic Mariah Carey performance. I don't know about y'all, but it was worth it just for that. Right now, you can actually buy a Michael Jordan Washington Wizards jersey. There's dozens of used 20-year-old swingman jerseys on eBay, and if you want to buy an authentic version, you can get one from Fanatics. The problem is that those jerseys often have stains on them from being washed so many times, and the ones on Fanatics are signed jersey authenticated by Upper Deck and worth 15 stacks plus tax. We need the re-up, MJ, and you're the only one that can make it happen. Embrace your time with the Wizards and own it, bro. The last thing you'll want to see is a viral TikTok of a kid with a pro LeBron username discovering that you played for the Wizards and turning your missed dunk at the 2002 All-Star game into a meme. All of us boomers who saw you play can only defend you for so long before you being washed becomes the dominant narrative. Just do it, Mike, for us. Well, not for me. I don't really wear jerseys, but for your stands. Absolutely. And that's going to do it for the show today. Thank you guys for watching Hard Pass. I'm Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week. If you'd like to possibly be featured in a future episode, call us at 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your social if you would like to. No more than 30 seconds. All right. I'll see you next week. Peace.